So what
break.
what were you saying about fake people then? Being all
What
smiley
was
and
that-
pally
what was my
pally.
question?
So
What
what
was the
we
statement?
were saying is that sometimes you just, I'm not saying be fake as in you're my best friend and I'm just going to fake that, but as in, like, you just have to be okay with certain things.
Do you have to be fake to make it? It's not the title, but like
No, you have to be.
It is that element of like, how much can a man? How much can someone fucking take, man? Like,
Okay.
oh, see.
But yeah, like
How much can someone take? Like, I get it. We write emails every day, all day. Like, I said this to you on the phone. Like, I was like, you know, when you write an email and you're reading it, and you're just like, kind regards, and you're thinking in your head like, fuck you, innit? Like, fuck you, my guy. Like, you know, you got to be polite, and
Yeah,
you might
you've gotta
not
be
like
polite,
the person.
and that's what I
but
mean,
there's-
like, fake
But how
polite.
much is this? I'm seeing in this thing because I've seen a journey of like putting in. When I tell you, like, we're gonna expand on it and something else, but like, grafting to get people on things, and they don't rate this, and it's this station, and it's for what, and it's why, and we're on this run, and it's like, are you just deep in, fam? I'm just trying to put you out to a bigger. In essence, yes, you're bigging up my thing, but that's a secondary motion to the point of you.
it's a
want,
fair exchange.
You exactly.
It's not like you're just taking, you're giving
wanna,
as well.
You want to go to the masses or a bigger audience or a new audience or whatever. Like, are the requests that bad that like you got to go through like?
I'm shit at that faking stuff. I'm the worst.
But I take it to heart, G. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
and I'm the worst
Do you
at that
understand?
as well. I take it to heart personally as well. Like I can only be me.
But
You
it
know
might
me
be
for years.
personal, and it might not be personal, but what you've got to understand is you're only doing it to get you a certain place. And like I said, I'm not saying be best friends with the person.
Resh, I 100% get your logic, but you see, if I think you're a prick, I think you're a prick.
Why do you care that they know that you think they're a prick?
No, I don't care. That's the problem.
But that's what I'm trying to
That's the
say.
problem. I don't care if you think I'm a prick. Like, my whole aura will let you know that I think you're a prick.
Exactly.
But I
Don't
think
change
it's
your energy.
but I'm coming from a different angle of like I'm talking about intermediaries. Like when you get to a certain level,
They're even worse.
But I'm talking about when you have other people handling business for you. I beg you, as an artist, entertainer, comedian, instruct them one thing. You know what? No. Just instruct them one thing. When an email comes for a request for my services, please just tell me about that request. I get it. You make the decisions on my behalf or whatever, but at least tell me, just in case there is a slight chance that I might fucking know this, brother.
Do you know how deep it is for me? You're talking about like artists and managers and all that entertainment stuff. I'm like that with the internet providers. You can't be serious. I swear to God, if I've had bullshit, like if some shit's happened, like I remember times when my internet connection's fucked up or something. Like, bro, I'm being serious, and I've come through to customer services, and I'll apologize. I'll say, listen, Mandy, I'm sorry that you're the one that answered this call, but you're not going to be happy when we end this conversation. You might as well put me through to your manager. Don't tell me you can't. I can't pretend.
Yeah.
I can't be nice just to get what I
I am the
want.
biggest complainer. Honestly, I will complain to anyone. About
Yeah, but I'm
anything.
going in. I can't be fake. And I know that I'm probably not going to get nothing from you. But if I'm pissed off, I'm pissed off. And I'll
Oh, but if
apologize
I'm complaining,
prior.
I'm getting something out of it.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. So, but then when you go to like work, when I come with work and that, I need to speak like with business. I don't want to speak to you. I want to speak to your boss.
I know, but it's...
And don't tell me you can't.
No, but for me, I can't demand...
You can't
those
do that.
things.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So I can't do the fake thing. I couldn't do what you do.
But I think the
I couldn't do
problem
what you do.
with
But
kind
no,
of...
my point was that something's happened, and then obviously you felt like you needed to just vent a little bit and say
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
that maybe wasn't
Both
necessary. It
barrels.
didn't make a difference to the
I
situation.
know, but unfortunately, and I
if
know
anything,
the consequence of that
The
vent.
per-
You
yeah,
see
but-
what you see
I'll
what you're
think then-
you see what you're talking about, Resh, is it's a skill.
It's
It's an art form.
It's like letting it go.
It's an
You're
art
like,
form.
Let
Yeah.
it go.
For me,
be
it's
the
an art
bigger
form.
person.
Yeah, but-
Sometimes,
What's
nah. I've
happened
worked.
If you're being a
You're
dickhead, I might
person.
just tell you're a dickhead.
Like,
And
who
I'm
are
not
you
gonna
to-
dilute it
how
either.
Just imagine your frustration. Listen,
I get you're frustrated.
no. Just imagine you working. You doing everything like, and these are empty emails. You're getting fucking rejected like 10 times out of fucking 10, right? The people are just buoying the thing, and then you get a reply. What's it about? You get your chance to like slip in. Let me tell them like what I'm doing, what I'm on, what I'm trying to do. Listen, right? And you tell them, come on the show or whatever. it sits with them for a little while. They come back now and they tell you
Jobs worth.
no, because the person that you want has declined it. Barefaced, it says the person you've asked for has basically said no to you. We are passing on that message to you. Normal people, this is where I'm different. Like normal people, they take it. Cool. That's the end of that chapter.
5-star in evidence.
Me, I'm like, it's ride or die. You get me? It's ride or die, cuz. Like, what is it? We're either cool or you actually said no.
5 stars willing to burn bridges for this shit.
Listen, that's it, right? So then I push the button. Still, I go, like, I get hold of that person somehow, whether it's fucking one hit, straight talk, or it's spam, until I get a fucking, whatever it takes. You're gonna know, like, I wanna know. Just tell me what it was. And you get a reply saying, I never fucking declined. I didn't even know you asked. So the middle person
they haven't done their job.
No.
basically.
And
No,
the
but it's the
person
thing.
is-
Do you know what the thing is though, 5-star?
Listen.
There are people that are told to decline shit.
I know.
And they don't know who you are.
I,
That's the problem. So they call them gatekeepers.
yes, gatekeeper.
They call them gatekeepers. And that's the problem. So you need to, and that's when, going back to what we were saying about, that's the opposite of the imposter syndrome. You know who the fuck do you mean you don't want to have an interview? You know what I mean?
Like, what
That's where
other
you're
level
at.
is
Like,
there?
what do you mean?
No, but what other level, the funniest thing
total
about the
opposite.
conversation is, what other level in the UK, let's talk our shit, let's talk UK, let's talk BBC, yeah, straight. Like,
Yeah. Where
when
are you
I
going
say
after
the
that?
letters,
Where you
BBC, where else do you want
Where
to
are you
go?
going after that?
Where else
Yeah,
are you
yeah.
going? Like,
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
I see you everywhere else.
Yeah. Why are you
And
not
so
coming
this
here?
is the same thing. Like, if anything,
I hear what you're saying.
and so it's
I hear what you're
like,
saying, but it's like I'm saying, there's people who feel like they've done their. When you're saying it's not their job, that is their job. They're told not to. But the
All
problem
I'm
is what their job should also be is to actually ask the question. And that's
yes,
when I say
ask the question.
that's when I say, because
to
there's
your
gate when I go
artist.
as basic as my internet provider. I've been in them positions. I worked in customer services, and you're telling me that you can't speak to your team leader. Yes, you can.
Of course you can.
Tell your team leader I want to speak to them.
Exactly.
I'm gonna pay, and whatever level you're at, sometimes you need to be a
Sometimes people
dickhead.
need to just, like, I get it, they're in a role and it's important and they want to make the decisions and tear, but you know what? It's not that difficult to just be cool and to just be like, you know what, like, I'm just gonna pass the message on to this guy. What is it? A message? Yo, this is person XYZ.
But when the person actually in charge says, I don't even know what you're talking about, that's a bit mad.
I'm not disagreeing with you. Everything you
That's a
said
bit
is
mad.
fully correct. She should have done her job properly. Like,
I couldn't hold back
But-
in this
but
circumstance.
what I'm saying
Understand me? I had
is
to
for
just-
opportunities-
I felt like
Do you know what? She said no. You went another way and you got what you wanted.
I did.
No, that's the point. Is you got what you wanted because you can.
And I
right?
should have let it go.
And then
Yes.
you felt the need to like go back to her and just vent a little bit.
It was
just
a
so
vent.
she knew.
'Cause I don't
But
vent.
That's
the
a bit
truth
mad,
is-
bro.
The truth is,
Didn't
she's
need to
still
do
in
that.
that position. The truth is, she's still
I would've
in
done
that
the same thing, you
position
didn't need to.
now. And if you need any more opportunities, you
They're
may
shot.
still.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
you
shot.
may still need to go to her and she'll be
Exactly.
like, he sent me that email, then
and
I
that's
have to
the
reply, and
problem
that
with
was bullshit.
venting. Like, it's like you can never. So that goes back to the original point of the start, which was like, do you just have to always be smiles no matter what your frustrations
No,
are to
you
get
should
Are
on?
you
get-
always smiles?
No, no one is. I don't think
I think there's some
anyone
people
can
are. I think there's some people are.
Loads of people.
I think there's a lot of people are, and they'll be
Like, if you caught their conversations like out of, you know, a lot of conversations wouldn't match anyway, but some are more.
I know there's
others
people with
out
me-
behind closed
I know
doors.
there's people with me that don't rate my thing, that are all smiley in front of my face, and because there's snakes in their camp, their true thoughts and feelings towards me come to me.
Why are
like,
they even around you?
They're not
Well,
because of
this
how
is-
I am though.
Yeah, but
That's because of how I
Yeah,
am.
no,
in
actually-
business, what I'm saying to you is, in business, I've dealt with people that I know full well don't like me.
if I have to be around someone that I don't like, you kind of, yeah, you're right. This is a situation where you have to fake being okay. I'm not going to be your friend, and you're not going to feel the energy from me like I like.
But what the problem is that they'll pretend to be my mate, and I know for a fact I've been told on good merit that you don't like me and you try to fuck up my shit, and I can't play the game you're
Then
playing.
then you don't be around that.
No, but what I'm saying to you is that it could
Why?
benefit me being nice because you're wanting to play the game and be, oh Gavin mate, how you doing? You're right. How's things going? You're right. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, cool. Anyway, what was you saying, Fire? You good? Do you know what I mean though? Like
London,
they come in,
People like that
they come in with a
everywhere.
whole. But this what I'm saying is that certain people would say play the game too, whereas if I know that you're a prick and you're like behind my back, you're a certain way. When it comes to my face,
You can't do it.
I can't do
You
it.
can't do it. And this
I
goes.
can't do it, and
they'll
that's where the whole
I need to.
faking it might be because I could be smart and be like, yeah, I know you don't mean me any well, but I can get something out of you, so I can
You
still
can
be
keep
mates.
playing.
Yeah, I
But
can play the
that's a
game
choice
with
that
you.
you can make if you
it's
want to do
difficult.
that.
You can't.
Some
I
people
can't
will
make
do
a choice.
that.
It's not a choice
can't.
for me. It's not a choice for
No,
me.
exactly. It's
It's
not.
only.
a choice
It's
for
not a
some of
choice.
us. It's
Like
too
I
much.
know too much now.
Yeah.
I'm in
He
too
can't
deep.
do
bro.
the
I
whole-
understand. Yeah, but I get that as well. I just wouldn't want to be around those people. That energy would just not
I
be
just think
around
sometimes
me.
not.
Right.
Maybe
Rather
not
than-
you. I'm not saying with you, but what you're saying can also spill over to the point where you be fake to people that you know, like people you trust have told you that this person is a certain way, and you're gonna then be for the good of business or for the good of your career, you're gonna be nice to them. I can't do
There's
that.
only there's only so much.
Yeah, everyone's
think-
got everyone's
I
got
think there's a certain
yeah.
time and there's a certain place, and sometimes some things are necessary. Some things are just not worth my energy. Like I can't even pretend to get angry at you because I do not care about you.
See what I get you.
But I think there's different, like, on that subject, like,
I still gotta give you both barrels if I feel that you gotta get it.
No, I just don't.
Or,
like the
my,
energy
or I
for
won't
that.
even
And I
give
need to-
I won't even give you the energy, but the way I won't give you the energy will make you feel like I've kicked you in your fucking
That's
face.
fair enough.
I
yeah.
had a chat yesterday with AO Beats. Yeah, I don't know if you know who AO Beats
I know
is.
who Beats is.
Now he's fucking a cool brother. Like he's always been cool from day, innit? He's really blowing up now, and I'll explain why if you don't know. But he's produced this guy's new record, a couple of his records, I think. But you know that guy's got a new record, Wes.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
I don't know who this
Love
Wes guy
Island
is.
Wes,
Is he from
yeah,
like
yeah.
Love Island or is he from
Love Island.
He's from Love Island.
Yeah.
And it's blown, and it's a good tune. And I
Naturally.
think it's got one of them's got Hardy Caprio on
Yeah,
it on the
yeah,
tune. AO Beats produced the tune. He called me yesterday.
Yeah, he's never gonna have to
AO
work
been
again.
cool from day, and he said fire, like, and we were talking about some of the stuff at radio, and he goes, the thing about this game is like, you see some people like they get carried away, and he goes on this journey, you never know who from when. You could walk past a person in the street who's a nobody. You go into a meeting, he's the guy making the decisions on your career. You answer to the guy you've just snubbed, basically. He said, you don't know how it's going to pan out. You got to always try and be cool and humble with everyone.
And he's right. But you know what? You know what the flip side of that is? Is that you can be cool and humble with everybody. I'll tell you a story. There's a guy that went the place I used to work at. There's a guy that he was laughing at me, bro. Like, well, what the fuck's like when I first started out? One of my good friends told me that he was laughing at what I was doing. He didn't see the vision and all the rest of it. And obviously, all this shit happened. Furlough. My man was borderline redundant, and I seen him. And I went into the dealership, and like I told you, things have started going well for me with business. And he's obviously seen what's going on because of the internet and all the rest of it. And my mum was there. Oh, Gavin, mate, how you doing? Rare. You was laughing at me a few years ago, bro. And now you've lost all your hair and shit because you're stressed.
He's hit you up.
No, I've seen him
I've
face
seen
to
him.
face.
Sorry.
Do you see what I'm saying? So it
What,
works
were you
both
holding
ways.
faith when you saw him? Like,
Yeah,
you're
I
a
shook
prick.
his hand.
Oh, so you
I
kept
did.
thinking-
I did what you said. In fact, shook his hand, but I'm in the mind that
You're thinking,
fuck you.
Yeah, you're thinking, fuck you.
I'm fuck you, because so and so's told me exactly what you think, and there's a couple man like that. Like I know what you're on. I'm even one way or the other, and it's true. You don't know who. Like you got to live good. You have to be because you can not know who the man you're disrespecting is. Merkston's event, the guy with the lights, for instance.
That was the owner of the club.
What did you do?
He was getting in the way in it at Infinity Club, like, and I was trying to DJ and there weren't no space. So obviously I'm on my shit, like, yo, brother, like, give me some space.
Guy basically said, "I'll throw you."
He's like, I'll fucking throw you out this club fire.
He thought he was just any
And
old
then I
light man.
realised, yo, it's the uncle that fucking owns the club.
That's what I'm
My
saying.
energy changed straight away.
But this is what I'm saying. So
I'm like,
you
yo,
can,
bro, sorry, man. My guy, I just need some space.
But there you go. You
I
just
know, I
don't
know.
know.
you have to live good, but at the same time, when you try to live good with people,
It's different.
I'm
They'll
not
try
telling
and-
you to
they'll
be
try
their
and be-
best mate.
they'll try and be
I
pricks.
ain't I'm not telling you to
Rush,
even
you
tell
meet
them
different
anything.
you meet different people sometimes, and you know what? Like it's better. I don't know, just to be be what you're
Be
comfortable
you.
with.
I can only be me.
Yeah,
That's my biggest strength and my biggest
I
weakness.
think so.
I don't
think
know
so.
how to be anything but myself.
I think so.
And I'm learning. Don't get me wrong, I'm learning. But like I said, there's been times when I know man ain't wished me well, and I've been around them, and my shit's elevating, and they've not that they may have been ahead of me, but they've stayed in the same position. I'm going up, and yeah, fuck you. But I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna turn into them and be all arrogant and be a prick. But at the same time, I'm not gonna be pandering to you and being
No,
your
but you
best
don't
mate.
have to. I just think you should be like. There's a level of trying to just be civil. Just
I feel like when Resh pops off, like she'll start having different elements because she's like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like sitting on, like you got to be cool with everyone. But when you really experience it, when people
It's
push
different.
those buttons,
It's different. Like
and you really want to say
whatever
like,
you're
fuck
whatever
you.
you're working on. Yeah, I think it's a bit different when you put your graft into something. You see, when you're working in a 9 to 5, I've bit my lip for time. Like, but you see, like, we take the Black Lives Matter thing for instance. Yeah, for years I was calm. I didn't say shit. I got into work the next day, and you lot seen on the internet. I got to play my position. But you see, now I don't give a fuck.
Now it's like your voice. Is
I
like
can say what I
amplified.
want.
You can say it with.
You
your
can't
chest.
say shit. What are you
can't
gonna do?
suppress what you feel. Yeah,
What are you
yeah.
gonna do? Like that alone is, if you piss me off, or if I don't like what you're doing, don't deal with me again. Then fuck you. I can move elsewhere. That freedom you get to not care is a different thing. Whereas when I'm been at work, you got to keep the peace. I got to be.
No, but I
do you
think
know what I
there's
mean?
still. I think it comes with. It's just like it does depend what environment you're operating in. Like a fuck you to everyone.
You got to be smart with the way you say fuck
basically
you. then.
declines your request is not gonna put you in the greatest space, is it? Going forward, so you've got to be a bit.
With me,
No, for me, like as an example,
Yeah.
in
'Cause
my
basically,
field,
people
like,
talk, and that's what you have to
that's
understand.
it. Yeah, it is
And
true.
your impression of one person is going to go on to
Yes.
10 other people
It will be
who
like
they
office
speak
chat.
to.
It will be office chat. It will be like
Yeah.
it will go to the rest, and you got to be careful.
but if you had your own
if you-
platform, then would it really care? Would you really give a fuck?
I think what
think that's-
essentially.
I'm sorry, but your industry is too incestual.
But I
whatever you want
think
to call
yeah,
it,
that's true.
to not
Incestuous.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
But I do believe that.
But at the same time, if you had your own platform and your shit was gone,
yes,
you wouldn't give a fuck.
And I think personally,
You actually wouldn't give a fuck.
But I think
If you look at, I hate the guy, but if you look at a DJ Academics, I rate him because he doesn't give a fuck. If you're not fucking with him,
I'm not the biggest fan. But
I'm not the biggest fan,
no.
but the fact is, if
He
you're not
does-
fucking with him,
he don't care.
fuck
Yeah,
you then.
Yeah, he is like,
because he's
yeah.
got his own following. And that's kind of where I'm trying to position myself, where people that rate me,
But
rate me.
on
You
the-
can't do nothing.
But you say he's got his own follow. Just, I think, personal relationships are key still. Like when I think of my field, and I get worried about the people who block, and I think, oh, that could frustrate man moving forward.
But do you
Never
wanna-
lose that.
Right, here's a
element
question
of,
for
like,
you. Here's a question for you then. Do you want to have a close personal relationship with someone that you feel that could block you?
No, I'm not talking with the blockers. I'm talking, it's still important to maintain that headspace of, I want to connect with artist A, artist B directly, because they need to understand what I'm about. So if the message does get to them that he's asked for something, or he wants you to come on here, or this.
But using it without naming
understand
names,
what I'm
without
saying?
naming names, the example you gave, you could contact the person directly and have that conversation based off your relationship
Yes.
with that person,
And
and that's the most important
That's
relationship.
the most important.
So no matter what,
Because there's been
because
a
no-
dickhead across the board, and even the artist thinks you're a dickhead.
right?
Which
But
is
you
then
make
you've
a
got
money.
no hope, have you?
But you make a but exactly. But
Because then
that's
where
your
you going? Where you going
right.
after
But
that
your
transaction? Like,
but your most important relationship is with that
Long
artist,
term, yes.
long term, and
Because-
you've built that. You've
Yes.
cultivated that. But then they get a manager or whatever person
and he doesn't
in,
know any different.
and they're the dickhead. You can fuck them up. You don't have to talk to them based off the work you've put in.
But you can, and it's important to remember that, and it's important to still, for me, I still think to
which is
myself,
what
you
I'm
know
on. I'm not really
Yeah.
like I want to speak to the boss.
Yeah.
Because you can't because you don't recognize my face, so you don't know who I am.
Yeah.
You're gonna try and chat to me
Or
like
it's
I'm a
just a
dickhead.
name, or it's just a station. Or it's
Exactly.
just- we don't know.
I'm not gonna come in there arrogant. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but at the same time, don't think you can be arrogant with me. Because when you see me interact with a person that's actually in charge, you're gonna feel like a dickhead for talking
Bro,
to me,
people really-
and you'll be gone.
This is what I'm saying.
Because I've got what I've got. You've got DJ Firestar behind you, and they've got their name behind. And when the two come together, it makes something special.
I just
Mandy the PA don't mean shit. She's gonna
things
be
do
fucking.
come around
It's
full
true though, you
circle.
know what I mean?
Things do some for people who are really out here trying to elevate and graft or whatever. Like eventually you'll meet again. Do you understand? Like
100%.
I mean, over this last 12 months, if we take it as example, like I've never spoke to label people. Imagine, like I'm speaking to them now for the first time, and
mad.
from an inexperienced angle. Do you know what I mean? An honest angle, like the rookie angle. Like this is what I'm trying to do. This is who I want. Look at what I've done. Every time I do something, this is what I've done. Because I have to. It's like they're not taking me on just a name. It's like I've got to show you. Oh yeah, Swizz came on my show. So if it's good enough for him, I beg you, consider it for my man. Do you understand? That's my only entry point. But
He's
it's like,
talking international. Man's got Alicia Keys as his wife and that.
so
You can try to tell me you don't want to come on my show.
it's
That'd be my attitude.
it's
That's why I
surreal. Like not entering this world, but like just dealing with people that it's not what you think. You get used to kind of like.
Do you know what the problem is? You got is that they're getting 100 emails like yours, and they don't understand.
It's how you say it.
They don't understand the weight
and
behind it.
Yeah, how you say it and the way you say it, that's important sometimes. Like, I'm not saying it. You can say anything you want as long as it doesn't come across as offensive or rude, or do you know what I mean? Where they're like, nah, I can't deal with this.
You need to teach us, Rish. But I've definitely had to have a word with myself sometimes, because I think I probably could need this person in a couple months. People piss you off, especially in the motor trade. Oh my god, there's so many dickheads, bro. There's so many and you know what I'm like first hand. Like I can't have it. I can't have it sometimes. What the fuck are you talking about? I just go off. But what Resh is saying is true. You got.
But with customers, you're 100. You're not talking about customers, are you? You're talking
No.
about
I'm talking about yeah.
You're talking about
The middleman.
yes, the middleman.
The man that don't even know what was really going on.
Yeah.
Like I've had it like with receptionists and that try to tell me no. Like listen, babe, I'm not being funny with you.
Listen, babe.
I'm being no, I'm being 100%. Like I'm not being funny. Mandy, like listen, I'm being honest with you. My life depends on this. If this don't work, my kids ain't gonna get fed. Like we need to. Let's sort this out. Like, put me onto who could do something.
Yeah.
You're telling me what you can't do, and then if they carry on and being idiots, then yeah, you got to deal with it however you deal with it. But at the same time, you might need to come across that she might get promoted to the position, and then
This is what I'm saying. That's what AO said. Like, you know, he was just like, fire, it's a journey. You'd be surprised at some of the people that have, you know what I mean? Just hearing him talk about certain things as well. And this is a brother that, just to put it into perspective on his little situation, not little situation, but he's got this record with Wes now. Now, AOB's been working for time, but this is the one that's,
it's different.
it's
bro.
a different level.
Love Island is a different brand to
Wes,
have behind
everyone's
you.
talking about it. He's in high demand. Now, yesterday he was in a session with Krypton Conan. Just to put it, you know what I mean?
Mad.
So he's recording with them.
Mad.
Now, you got to talk to him nice. You understand? And maybe a lot of people.
But then, do you cultivate only genuine relationships?
But that doesn't matter.
I think
because of the
sometimes that they
opportunities you
become.
want.
I think when it's.
Do you though? They just,
You know, you probably don't. You're right. You probably don't.
Because you started off with talking about this guy, saying he's a nice guy, he's a blessed
Yes.
guy, and all the rest of it. So that means, regardless of how big or he gets,
We
or
are
not,
cool.
you lot are cool.
Yes.
And that's my ideal. Is to be able to deal with people that I'm cool with.
yes.
I don't want to be cool. I don't want to be dealing
Whether
with
you're
you.
high or low, it
Right.
don't matter.
I don't want to be dealing with
We
you
just
because of what
wanna
you can
be
bring to
cool.
my table.
And that's important.
Because it's only going to go wrong. Because if you're a prick, no matter how high you take me, you're going to cut them and I'm going to drop.
Yeah.
I need to be able to say, you know what?
No matter what.
You've got me. I've got you.
Exactly that.
Because that's what I'm on.
I think that's just rare.
But there's not enough people like that around, especially if in exactly what you want to do in that exact thing. There's just not always going to be someone
Imagine
like that.
now, AO said to me, I'm trying to connect some dots for a couple of records and whatever. He said to me, yo, fire. You want to come and record? You want to come do this? You want to come do that? I got you.
Yeah.
My schedule is mad, but I got you.
Yeah.
Bruv,
It's mad.
do you understand like what that actually means to hear that from someone when you're kind of like entering maybe a new realm and you're trying to think about how to do this and a brother says, you had me for time. You know what I mean? Like, and whatever you need.
I honestly
It's
believe.
just
I hear what you're
crazy,
saying.
bro, like-
I honestly believe in my experience in getting to my old age, they're the people that last forever. So I hear what you're saying, but I believe that dickheads will die out.
I think you find people that
I think the dickheads die out. I don't think the dickheads last forever. I don't think this world, the universe is designed for pricks to last forever. I honestly don't believe it. What? Maybe I'm being a bit hopeful with that as well at the same time, but
In an ideal world, that would be very true.
I think dickheads get found out eventually. It might take longer than some might take longer than others, but you get found out. But if you live good and you have a good heart, then you'll be cool. It's just how far do you want to go with it?
So you always said like, you have a good heart. Like, I think that's a big thing.
Yeah.
It's your intention, isn't it?
It's your intention.
But not everyone has good intentions, and that's.
And
just
I
a
think the
fact.
people with bad intentions, it depends what your idea of success is as well, I guess. If you want to be a billionaire, then yeah, maybe you need to be a bit of a prick. But if you just want to live a nice life and do epic shit, you'll get to where you want to get to with a good heart and good drive, and the people around you will make sure you're good. You look at, if we keep it with music, yeah. If you look at someone like a Nas, for instance, he may not be the richest rapper in the world, but my man ain't struggling, and he's doing stuff that makes him. He's a legend. He's forever gonna be known as Nas. Do you know what I mean? He's always gonna have respect and have a place in people's hearts. And then there's some rappers that do a fuckery and they come and they go. 6ix9ine, for instance.
Yeah, mad thing. Yeah, we spoke about him enough. But I knew Nas' album is mad on a different.
But you see what I'm saying though?
But yeah, the 6ix9ine thing. Look at it. Look at the
He's
decline.
gone.
He's finished.
He's gone, and that's
the numbers, the hype. It's all, no one wants to.
And there'll be
fuck with him,
people.
and it's done.
And there would have
How
been
are you gonna make
people.
money?
There'd have been people
How?
a year or two ago. They'd have been like, "We need to be as nice as pie to this guy, because it's 6ix9ine." And then they'll fuck you off to that. He can't call on
And now
nobody.
you got everyone declining, isn't it?
Interviews.
Which is good to
Right.
Which is good to
Yeah, of course
see.
it is.
But that's an obvious.
I was
one,
going
like,
to say that is an
that's an
example, and I
obvious-
completely agree
yeah,
with what you're
yeah,
saying.
that's an obvious.
But no, but is it an obvious? All right. So, do we not think there's other 6ix9ines
If
out
someone
there?
2 years ago needed to make some money, they really needed to, and they needed to just be nice to 6ix9ine. They made some money. They're good. They
Mm-hmm.
moved on to better
Yeah, I think
opportunities.
in the moment-
6ix9ine now gone.
yeah,
whatever,
I think
who
in
gives
the
a shit?
moment people didn't really.
They just cashed
They
in
didn't
on
respect.
what they needed to.
They didn't respect.
But do you
the fuckery.
do you fuck with
understand?
do you fuck with 6ix9ine for the money, or do you keep your principles and not fuck with him?
I think in the
2
moment.
years ago, I don't think anyone
No,
really.
I don't think people really knew
yeah,
what the
there
principles
wasn't
were.
anything
They
to
were like,
not
oh,
fuck with.
what's this, what's that? But now
I kinda
it's-
seen it coming.
Now it's black and white. It's a cool. Like
I kind of seen it coming.
It's funny because even I said to someone on a whole, not that the clubs even exist, but the conversation was that if someone was to play a 6ix9ine record, even in the UK or whatever, if I was in a club where I play whatever, someone played it, it's funny because the majority of people would know what's going on sonically. They'd hear the record and they'd go, 6ix9ine's a prick. Why is this record being played? And then the attention would immediately go onto who has played that record.
Is it the same with like R. Kelly?
Yeah, I was
So,
thinking, I was thinking,
so,
I hear an R.
so,
Kelly
so
songs
my
all day.
point was this: the guy who chooses to play that record is doing it for his own show, because the fact of the matter is, nobody wants to hear that record. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So you're only bringing attention to yourself for the wrong reason, because you ain't turning up the club. Ain't no one hearing the song and being like, this is a sick record, like I want to. No, nobody wants to hear it. So why are you playing it? There's a different thing that just came to mind, but like
So people,
some people will do that.
people will suck his ass, or people did suck his ass. I guarantee it.
It's only a matter of time till someone does an interview, no?
No, I
You
think
don't
he's
think
done
no
at
one?
it. I think he's done at it.
Hopefully.
Look
Everyone-
at the
it all comes
backlash.
back
Look at the
around.
backlash Akon's getting for doing that song with him,
Mm.
and he's still out here trying to. 6ix9ine's done out here. He's done at it. You see when Bobby Schmurder comes home. That's it.
I see today that his fucking probation's been fucking pushed back, man.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, to next year apparently.
That's not surprising. Still, when he comes home,
That's crazy. That's
6ix9ine's
one for the
6ix9ine's
real.
already done at it. Well, exactly.
That's one for the real, innit?
That's when the real ones get put on the top of.
yeah,
Do
he
you
done
know what I
his-
mean?
yeah.
He done his bid and he done whatever he needs to do. But that's my perfect example that people I'm in that scenario. I couldn't really, if I feel a certain way about what 6ix9ine was about, I couldn't fuck with him regardless of how it could benefit me, and I'll play my position. And then it's about longevity. Do you want to last forever, or do you just want to be associated with whoever's hot at the time? And I feel a lot of people just you're the guy now. I need to make sure that you're the guy now,
what?
and I've got to align with you. But if I align with someone you think's a dickhead, 5-star, and you're slowly trotting along, but this guy's the one, and fuck you, 5-star, because this guy thinks you're a prick, and then he drops out, but you're still plodding along, and you don't only reach him, but you start to surpass him. What are you gonna think of me? Because I've aligned with him. You're like, fuck you, because do you know what I mean?
I think
That's how I look at it.
Listen.
But I think there's a level of I'm not trying to be his best mate. You can't ever be like, you always
listen,
mates. That's why I'm
sometimes-
gonna-
Especially in music,
We're going to-
just being seen with
So I'm
somebody,
saying to you,
just being
listen,
seen with somebody is
people
too
forget.
much.
I know people want to. On
Maybe
one
it's
hand,
I'm not
listen,
in
listen,
that
listen.
and I'm not around that I'm like.
Listen, let's take
I
it to
could
even
be
a
nice to
more
someone.
basic level. Fuck the music thing. You know when people say, "I'm gonna judge a man by my relationship with him," yeah. But now, let me just broaden it a little bit. Yeah, let's say I know you, and I got a problem with this person, and you know how I feel about it. Yeah. Where do you toe the line where it's a real problem now? Yeah. Person A and B is a real problem. You're aware of it, and you've known about it. Would you then align with
You
that
can't
person?
sit on the fence.
You brother,
You can't sit on
and
the fence.
I've learnt a way of, and I still see it now today, where it's like, where do you stand? Like, I get it. You want to judge a person on how he treats you and X, Y, Z, but you're my friend as well. So,
But
your
if it's a friend,
loyalty-
if it's a friend thing, I get what you're saying. But imagine it's not even a friend thing; it's business, and you're doing it purely for your come up. That says to me a lot. If it's my friend and you got a problem, you two got an issue, and I'm friends with both of you, that's one thing. But if I'm cool with you, and then Resh starts to blow, and I think, you know what, you've got a problem with Resh,
I'm gonna go on a journey.
but I need to go on her journey because I need to jump on her
That's
thing
not cool.
instead of aligning with and sticking with you
Exactly.
because she's hot now. That's where I'm like, I can't really fuck with you
I
long
know,
term.
no, but that's being fake because you're like you have this relationship and you're like, oh, just because I am.
But that's what I'm
where
saying.
I am,
That's
you
what.
don't actually like me. You're just fucking with me because.
And that's what
I'm
when you
doing
don't bring up the subject, that's all I'm thinking. That's what fake is. I can't do that. Like I wish
But
a
my
part of me
level-
wishes
what
I could.
was saying was
If
a
I don't
whole
like you,
different level
I
of
just
fake.
don't like you.
I was just like, you don't need to piss her off because you never know, and it brought you nothing. It benefited you in
Okay,
no
but
way.
I'll tell you, I agree with you. But you know what my problem is? I don't need to piss you off. Like I can be around you, and you know I don't like you. I don't even have to say.
You're
I
not
don't
even
have to
around
say
this
a word.
person.
I'm not.
That's my point.
I don't have to be. I don't have to say nothing to you.
I think it was just a lot of frustration. You get
Yeah.
me? Because it's like when you work, when you know what I mean. When
Yeah,
you're trying to
I
push,
get it.
and it's like,
And it makes it worse.
yeah.
When you've been putting in work, it
Because
makes
when
it
you
worse.
hear from the horse's mouth, I didn't know about this.
Yeah, that's a mad
Brother,
thing. That's
I'd
a
love
mad
to,
thing.
I'd love to be there for you, and it comes through.
Yeah.
You question.
When you question life.
Listen, who the fuck has? I want every motherfucking name. Because I will never forget. You understand? I will never forget.
Stars got a
who
rampage.
done what? Because when I reach where I want to reach, there'll be a day when you come to me,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then what's it gonna be?
You'll probably never hear from someone else.
No, but it's like
It's possible though.
when you listen.
It's possible,
Everyone has
trust
a
me.
point where
I
it's
know,
like,
I know.
how much can you take? You forget sometimes. You known me for X amount of long. He's known me for a little bit longer, but it's not the first knockback. It's not like I'm reacting like this because of one.
And that's the
I've
thing.
had
Yeah,
many,
yeah, 100%.
And I've let them go.
100%.
But then,
100%.
how much more can I bring to the table when I use the letters?
You start looking at who-
B, C.
Yeah, no, it's not even that.
What more
It's
can
not
I
even that.
bring to
Fuck
the
that.
table?
It's a matter of who the fuck are you? Like Miss Johnny come lately. How are you gonna come and tell me that no? And the man that's actually putting like, who? That's what my thing is.
And
who
yes,
the fuck are you?
might be sitting on the 20k followers. I don't care.
Yeah, no, it's
Because
not nothing.
I'm doing what I'm doing, and my
For like
followers
20
don't
years.
reflect. People's that's a different conversation altogether. But that whole thing is
Yeah,
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Followers reflecting
But
realness and whatever. It ain't.
that's what
It
I'm saying.
ain't.
Because
None of that.
you'll get numbers are lying. Because 6ix9ine have a bag of numbers, but no
yes.
one ain't loving him.
Exactly.
No one ain't buying his shit.
And I just, you know what I mean? It got too much where it was like I need to vent because I've maybe for the wrong reason. Maybe it's been a fucking testing time.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, you know what? Someone needs to. I want answers.
On the other side, you let her know you did what you said, what you had
I
to
fucking
say.
let her know, and then I.